Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much again for joining me here. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Let's take a look here at HBAR, see what's going on. We'll go and update our fib levels and make sure we're on the right track here for this coin. And what we want to look at is, well, mainly retracement and where is the coin going to go next if it were to pull back. And then obviously fib extensions too could work as well, just so we can kind of anticipate the next highest high if it were to continue that way. So again, just some important stuff to look at, mostly just a recap from yesterday and seeing what's new. Because this coin is starting to stabilize a little bit in its current range of what, 33 to 40, right in that range? Yeah, we're just shy of 40 cents here, and we could see 33 as that low estimate. With that next 0.236 fib level. So welcome aboard if you're new to the channel. If you've been watching for a while, thanks again too as well for the awesome support. And just always hitting that like button, maybe even commenting below. Let's hear your thoughts. Where did you get in at? I'm in pretty heavy in the 10 to 15 cent range. That's essentially when we took our long as a community at 14 cents with a take profit in like the 25 cent range. Hindsight's 2020, had we put our profit target at 40 cents, would have been a lot better, or 39. Either way you look at it, you can't cry over spilled milk, right? It's a good profit no matter how you look at it. Having said that, HBAR, let's look at the liquidation levels first. It's kind of sporadic here with the charts. It's hard to really see any heavy concentrations on the 7 day. The 12-hour, I think it tells us a little bit more if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to zoom in a little bit. We can see some of these heavier areas. This will be a little easier to identify. We can see what 31 cents to the downside, 30 cents, 29.2, like pretty much every 1 cent we can see heavy concentrations of liquidation. Again, you kind of got to zoom in to see it. It's not really the most clear. The best thing to look at here while we're looking at this is just the liquidation delta. And when we can see this, we can see there's a ton of people taking longs, right? So you generally don't want to short into that. That's not the best practice. However, this maintains this level for 2 or 3 more days, then we're going to probably have a situation in our hands where the price will pull back. For right now, still a little premature in my personal opinion to want to short this coin with confidence, just based on the simple fact that it's an obvious uptrend. We haven't topped out yet, and the delta is just way too high. Really just tells us there's way more people taking longs versus shorts, which in turn is generally a favorable sign for taking a long. What do you know? Let's take a quick look here at the open interest as well. I'm just kind of curious where people are hedged the most. As far as positions are concerned, we can see pretty heavy concentrations for folks here locally at about 31.3. And to the upside, unfortunately, there's some late longs about 39, 38.7. Either way, we're kind of smack dab in the middle of that, or kind of, in the lower range there, essentially, letting us know that we're kind of in the middle of a support and resistance range. And this happens a lot when coins move as fast as HBAR has. So either way you look at it, it's not super telling. So unfortunately, we couldn't extract a whole heck of a lot from those that back-end data there. That's happened sometimes because, again, this coin is fairly sporadic in a lot of ways as far as how it's moving. Its price action is very unique. And in turn, you want to make sure that you are careful not to just get super crazy with shorts. I think the best course of action here is to not consider shorting this coin, even though it's overextended. It doesn't make a ton of sense. There's too much risk involved. Now, do you take it long right now too? Short answer is probably not, but more likely to find success going up than down. It's just how far back is the coin going to pull before it legs up. That's what we want to look at here. So daily time frame, it's going to tell us everything's fully bullish. There's no other way around it. We really can't extract much information from that because there's no hidden divergence or any of that crap. And I say crap because I think you're stretching if you're looking for hidden qualities, because again, they can happen sometimes, but they're few and far between. And some folks, they'll really rely heavily on patterns, which are helpful, but they should only be reinforcing the direction that things are going. So like right now, say we saw like a bearish divergence of some sort on the charts, like just say a channel to the downside. It's more likely to break to the upside because it's a bull flag and everything else is looking more positive, right? Everything else is like reinforcing that further upside makes a lot more sense. So again, you trade in the direction of the trend. That's, I guess, the concept there. So I like to reaffirm that because some folks they'll join my community after getting destroyed by other communities, and they'll stick around for a long time, mainly because they like to have more consistency, not just with the signals, but more so this lower leverage, lower position size. It's super important to make sure you're not maintaining unhealthy trading habits, and I like to reinforce that. Anyways, it's not perfect, folks. It's never an exact science. We've had a lot of profit recently, but we had to close a near protocol short trade yesterday. As soon as they sent the signal, the price shoots straight up for a short. Again, it's not really what you want to happen, but it does happen sometimes. Best TA is still completely fallible. Okay. All right. Having said that, though, we're just going to try to increase our odds of success by looking at this. So if we look at the 4-hour time frame, we're under 70 on the RSI. That's generally construed as a take profit target for a long position. Okay. If you've been watching my channel for any time period, you'll know that 4-hour RSI overextending itself above 70 is great. You leave your position open. When it comes back down under 70, it's usually construed as a sell signal, not a short sell signal, just a take profit signal. Okay, because again, the main reason why that it's risky to shorts is because it's still a bullish trend. Just because we cross over the 4-hour RSI at 70 doesn't mean you anticipate the price going down lower. It just tells us that we're hitting that natural equilibrium and the price actually starting to stabilize at this upper range. All that being said, everything here is still fully bullish. We are starting to diverge on the MACD, but this hasn't happened yet. Still very premature. Stochastic swinging down. In a perfect world, the price goes range bound here in a bullish type of trend, which we're still, for the most part, seeing here. As you can kind of tell, we are working ourselves into a channel. And that's, again, generally a favorable channel because it derived from the downside. Right? Either way, these are all a little premature here. The key takeaway is the money flow index is over the RSI, implying we still have good sustainability in this price point because volume is hanging out pretty high. Okay, high volume, folks, increases sustainability. And that's all there is to it. Not to say that HBAR couldn't still pull back. I think it still can. It's definitely a possibility because we are establishing lower highs and lower lows at this point. Okay, so we can't be blindly just taking longs, but when you have a massive overextension like this, pullbacks are very natural. We want this to happen so it can leg up again later. Generally speaking, when the price does pull back, there's two areas of consideration for retracement, 0.382 and 0.5. While 0.618 is a possibility, I think it's a lower possibility because we have a lot of macro support in this range. And if you caught my analysis from yesterday, you'll know that previous daily candlestick and monthly candlestick closures were right there at 24 to 26 cents. So that's a good little support area. That's why I mentioned yesterday if the price were to pull back, we'd get a pivot or a bounce off one of those two levels. The price didn't pull back to that level, continued higher instead, right? So that's definitely good news for those who had an open position, as recommended to keep it open. But on the same accord, it's also recommended to consider securing profits too when you can, as this could very well continue to retrace. So having said that, we want to wait for this pattern to play out. Usually when you see lower highs and lower lows leading into a potential support area, or just say hypothetically this guy is right here. Again, it's not exact science, but hypothetically the price action will continue to retest and inevitably break down. Just know if it were to break down, we got a couple of support levels. It's 0.382 at 29 cents, secondary to that 26. So 26 and 29 cents seem like very logical support ranges for HBAR for considerations for long positions. If we get lucky and we get the price action as low as 26 cents, that seems to me a lot more sensible of a long position than 29 cents. Again, that's just me personally. We may not see either though. That's just kind of how the price action is working right now. Ichimoku Cloud is going to confirm that you're still good to leave your long position open from a shorter term hold, basically implying we have a lot of support in the 29 to 33 cent range. Okay. So a cool thing is a lot of these numbers are almost round numbers. So 26, 29, 33, easy to remember. Those are three tentative support levels for us. I'll post our playout chart in our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord here soon, but everything's looking hunky-dory for the price going more so up than down. Just recognize until this descending trend line breaks, there's no reason to consider taking a long. Okay, so again, what that would look like, hypothetically, is something like this. That's when you consider a long after we bullishly backtest the descending trend line instead of just trying to be a breakout trader. Some breakout traders are having some luck here because there are some coins that are just taking off out of nowhere, but it's hard to know which ones are which, and they're all very inconsistent right now. So again, waiting for confirmation simply increases your odds of success, all right? I hope that makes sense and I described that correctly. Thank you so much again for watching. Make sure you check out Bitunix too, folks. Link down below. Phenomenal exchange, no KYC or VPN. $12,000 deposit bonus this month with my link alone, okay? So check that out. Awesome stuff. Thanks again so much. We'll look forward to see the next one. Take care.